على الاخر يعني على ليفل عندي في اللاب نفسه.
طيب طيب ماشي. طيب ان شاء الله دكتور نبدا بالضبط الساعه 5 بعد دقيقتين ان شاء الله. طيب نتكلم دكتور الحين شوي بس خلي لاست تايم. المايك عندك مسكر، افتح المايك. You are muted.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. تمام. Today lecture or webinar will be about the way for getting a PhD scholarship. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. تمام يا دكتور أحمد؟
تمام. انت سامعني اهم شيء كويس ها؟
تمام خالص يا دكتور. تمام.
طيب دقيقتين ونبدا ان شاء الله.
تمام.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله
everyone,
وبركاته.
and thank you for joining today's webinar which will talk about interesting topic for everyone, actually, not just for a PhD student, also for a master student as well. It will handle the same procedure, I think. Our keynote speaker today is Dr. Hassan Radwan. Dr. Hassan Radwan is a teaching assistant in accounting and auditing department in Faculty of Commerce in Asyut University in Egypt. Hassan is a PhD student at the Department of Business Studies and Economic in University of Naples in Italy. Also, he's a teaching assistant at Szeged University in Hungary. He has more than 8 years experience of teaching accounting and related courses in Egypt and Hungary. He got his master from Szeged University in Hungary with an excellent grade in accounting specialization. Thank you so much, Dr. Hassan, for accepting my invitation. Before you start, I want also to thank all the audience who attend today. Plus, when you finish, you have, of course, 45 to 1 hour for your presentation. And then after that, we'll start the Q&A question. The audience have 2 types for question. You can ask Dr. Hassan in Arabic or in English by writing your question in a Q&A below the screen, or raise your hand and we'll go one by one to ask Dr. Hassan your question. Doctor, it's up to you if you want in Arabic or in English. That's totally up to you. Thank you everyone for attendance again, and the floor is yours, Doctor. Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. في الأول حابب أشكر دكتور أحمد القطان وكل القائمين على مؤسسة إيتار جروب على الجهد اللي بيعملوه. ربنا يا رب يكرمهم ويجازيهم كل خير، وأنا سعيد جدا جدا إن أنا أكون في محاضرة زي كده وفي يوم زي كده. ربنا يكرمكم ويجازيكم كل خير، وأتمنى إن شاء الله يكون المحاضرة واضحة وتكون مفيدة ليكم. ولو في أي سؤال سواء كان التايم available for you during this lecture, it's okay. Can you ask your question at any time, or after the lecture I will leave my contact details, WhatsApp, email, and so on, and you can contact me after the lecture at any time. You can ask any questions. I will answer deeply about your questions, and I hope it will be clear and important for you. My lecture will be in English, but first of all I will share my slides. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, it's crystal clear.
Yes, and please, Dr. Ahmed, when the presentation stopped, please let me know during my speech. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my pleasure to present today webinars, which is entitled "The Way for Getting a PhD Scholarship," which entitled "The Way for Getting a PhD Scholarship." And first of all, let me introduce myself. As Professor Dr. Ahmed Al-Qattan mentions before, my name is Hassan Radwan. I'm from Egypt. Nowadays, I am a PhD student at the University of Naples, Partonopi, Napoli in Italy. Also, I am a teaching assistant at Accounting Department, Auditing Department, Faculty of Commerce, Asyut University in Egypt. I have more than 8 years experience in teaching accounting, auditing, and other related courses in different universities like Budapest Business School in Hungary, also in Szeged University, in addition to the University of Asyut, Faculty of Commerce, Asyut University. Before everything, I wanted to express my extremely grateful to Allah, to my God, for giving me the strength, the power, the good health for complete everything in my life. Secondly, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude for my home university, Asyut University in Egypt, in addition to my current university, University of Naples di Bartolomeo in Napoli, Italy. In addition to, I wanted to thank both Dr. Ahmed Al-Qattan and the ITAR Group for their invitation and their efforts in this group and these seminars and webinars and so on. And my thank expands to Professor Dr. Khalid Al-Hussein, who is the Professor of Accounting and Financial Management at University of Portsmouth in the United Kingdom, for his continuous support for me. I wanted to thank both of them, for all of them, for every thing that they can do with me. As you know, the title of today's webinar, it will be the way for getting a PhD scholarship. So we will focus for PhD, not only PhD scholarship, but for master, bachelor, any scholarship for any student. And actually, to get a PhD or master or bachelor scholarship, there are some steps. There are some more steps that you should carry out these steps to achieve your goals and get your scholarship. So first of all, you should determine and know how can you find a scholarship, what are the sources of getting a scholarship, what are the links, what are the websites, and so on. So first of all, you should find the scholarship, you should find the link of scholarship. After that, you determine which scholarship you want to apply for. You should determine and read, understand carefully what are the requirements of this scholarship, and you should ask yourself one important question: can I qualify for this scholarship, or can I fulfill these requirements or not? If you find yourself qualified for this scholarship by fulfill these requirements, you should prepare yourself for the entrance exam. After you pass the entrance exam, you will get the offer and the acceptance letter from the hosting university. So we have 4 steps or 3 more important steps for getting a PhD scholarship. First of all, you should find the source. Secondly, you should read and understand carefully what are the requirements and how can you apply. Thirdly, you should pass the entrance exam, and I will explain deeply these steps in our presentation. So the outlines of our presentation will be focused on these 3 steps. First of all, how can you find a scholarship? How you can find the source of a scholarship? How you can find the link of a scholarship? Actually, there are several ways and methods that can help us in finding a scholarship. First of all, you can search in Google. You can write a PhD scholarship in Google. You will find more and more scholarship. Or you can enter or browse or subscribe in the scholarships groups in social media like Facebook, Twitter, and so on. There are several groups of scholarships groups that you can subscribe, and you can receive more notifications about this scholarship, and you can read the requirements. After that, you can apply for these scholarships. Thirdly, you can browse the official website of any university in United Kingdom, USA, or Italy, or something like that. You can browse the official website of these universities, and you can search in the home official website of the university about the scholarship. And in the next few slides, I will explain shortly these steps or these methods for getting a PhD scholarship. For example, if you search in Google regarding to a PhD scholarship or master scholarship or something like that, you can write the Turkish government scholarship. You can find the Indonesian government scholarship. Otherwise, you can find the Canadian scholarship or the Chinese scholarship or the Italian governmental scholarship, or the mixed scholarships that related to the Japanese government scholarships, or the Russian scholarship, or the Indian scholarship. So when you search in Google, just write your title, for example, PhD scholarship, master scholarship in accounting, in medicine, in human resources, in business administration, in any area that you wanted to apply for, and you will find more and more scholarships that you can apply, read the requirements. After that, you can apply and fulfill the requirements of these scholarships. And this table,
please, if you don't mind, if you can slow down a bit, you have time.
Yes. I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry for that, Dr. Ahmed. The following or this table can present for us the fully funded scholarships for different levels, for bachelor scholarship, master scholarship, or PhD scholarship. It is the most common scholarship in the world. But before starting in this table, I wanted to explain just two expressions. What is the difference between fully funded scholarship and partial funded scholarship? The fully funded scholarship means that the host university or the host government or the host organization should pay everything for you. For example, should pay studying fees or tuition fees, accommodation fees, and give you a package or salary per month. But the virtual funded scholarship, that the host university or the host government or the host institution will pay a part of your tuition. For example, we pay only the tuition of the study, but you will pay by yourself finance. You will pay the money for accommodation, the money for living, for eating, for drink, and so on. So we have two types or three types of scholarship of studies: fully funded scholarship, it's completely funded by the other side, or partial funded scholarship that we can separate or divide the tuition or the cost between you and the other organization or other hosting university. And the third one is the self-finance, that you can pay everything by yourself. So this table presents for us the most common scholarship for each level, PhD and master and bachelor scholarship in all over the world. For example, if we take the first one, the Fulbright scholarship, it is an American scholarship for two levels, master and PhD scholarship. It has more universities, more than 100 or 200 universities that you can choose and apply for. And it has also the all fields: medicine, human resources, accounting, economic, engineering, and so on. And the deadline for this type of scholarship is the time is in the year, in February and in October. In addition to, if we focus in the British scholarship, we can find the Chevening scholarship, but it's only focused on the master's scholarship. It is an England scholarship, but it's focused in masters, and you can find several universities in UK. Also, you can find and you can apply for all fields, and its deadline in November each year. Also, the last one, you can find the DED scholarship. It is a German scholarship. It has two levels, master and PhD scholarship in all German universities that you can apply. It's also include all fields that you can choose. And the deadline for it is 2 times per year in August. The first round and second round will be closed in the October of every year. The second way that help us to get a scholarship or a scholarship, PhD or master scholarship, that you can make a subscription in the scholarships group in social media, for instance, in Facebook or in Twitter, YouTube, and so on. For example, these are some links or some web pages or some pages on Facebook that you can subscribe, and you can receive more notifications about the new scholarships that they can post. For example, the group of scholarship for everyone, it has more than 116,000 followers in this page, that you can follow these pages and you can find the suitable scholarship for you. So the first step is that you can search on Google, as I mentioned before. Secondly, you can subscribe in the scholarships group in Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Third one, that you can browse the official website of any university that you wanted to apply. For example, I wanted to apply for the University of Napoli di Bartolomeo in Italy, so I can browse the official website of this university. After that, I can choose the scholarship icon in the official website or the main website, and I can enter in this icon, and I can read the available scholarship in this university. So after we finish the first step, that we find the suitable scholarship in Facebook, in Google, in any place that you find this scholarship. After that, you should upload the call of the scholarship and read carefully and understand carefully what are the requirements of these scholarships. What are the requirements? And you can ask yourself, can I qualify for this scholarship or not? Can I fulfill these requirements or not? Here we can find that the most common requirement is for any scholarship. PhD or master or any scholarship. These 10 are the most common requirements for any scholarship. The first of all, the application form. It is the most important form or the most important requirements for any scholarship. Why? Because the application form, it is not the same for any scholarship because it is only specific for this government or this university. So the application form, it is the most important form that you should, or requirement that you should fill this form. Application form can be provided by the university. You will not prepare it, but it can be provided by the university. The application form, you can fill the application form online and make submission for this form, or otherwise you can upload this application form and print it and file it with your pen and sign and make it a scan again, and you can send. So the application form is the most important requirements in your application. Without this application form, your paper, your documents, your papers and so on will be rejected because it is the application form. It is the only form that is specific for this scholarship. The second one is your educational qualifications. What are your educational level, master or bachelor or something like that, or doctor or PhD if you want to take a postdoctor after that. What are your level in English? What approves this language, your level in language? Do you have international certificate, IELTS or TOEFL, or your studies were in English? Of course. You should also prepare your academic CV, and I will explain it briefly. Some scholarship can require an initial acceptance letter from prospective supervisor that you can contact with supervisor and ask him about the acceptance letter to be qualified for this scholarship. What is your research project? What is your proposal? What is your main idea that you wanted to make your dissertation, your PhD thesis or your master dissertation in it? Some scholarship can ask you about a personal photo instead of the photo in the CV or in passport and something like that. Some universities also ask you about the motivation letter or a personal statement. And some university or scholarship ask about recommendation letter and finally the medical certificate. These are the main requirements for any level of scholarship. PhD scholarship, bachelor scholarship, master scholarship, otherwise the postdoctoral scholarship. Some universities can ask some additional requirements, but these are the main requirements for any scholarship. And in the following slides, I will explain deeply each one of these requirements. First of all, the educational qualifications. Educational qualifications, that what is your level, educational level? Do you have bachelor, so you wanted to apply for master? Do you have master, so you wanted to apply for a PhD scholarship? Do you have a PhD, so you wanted to apply for a postdoctoral scholarship? But before I start in this slide, I wanted to explain the main difference between the certificate, the concept of certificate, and the concept of transcript. What is the main difference between the certificate word and the transcript? Certificate is a paper that can you find in it one line or two line, just one line or two line or three line maximum. For example, you can find that the university, for instance, the University of Asyut certificate that Mr. Radwan has a Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting specialization in 2012 with very good grade. That's all, point and signature of the dean. That is the certificate. But the most important one is the transcript. Why? Because the transcript is a more detailed certificate that can we see more information about the courses, more information about the names of the courses and the titles of the courses which you studied during your previous studies. Also, you can find the grades for each course. Also, you can find the credit hours of each course. So the transcript is more detailed, has more detailed about the names, the hours, the grades of each courses. To give more illustration, for me, in my bachelor studies, I studied more than 54 courses. So in my transcript, I can find the 54 courses with their names, their grades, their marks, and with their hours. So it is very important to upload the transcript. But the certificate just only have 1 or 2, 3 lines, your name, your grade, and your specialization. So the transcript is more important than the certificate. So if you want to apply for a master scholarship, you should upload and prepare your bachelor certificate and your bachelor transcript. And when I speak about the certificate and transcript, please, if your certificates is in another language, for example, if these certificates are in Arabic, you should translate these certificate in English, because your studies will be in English or will be in France or Italy or something like that. So you should translate and approve the certificates in the language that you will study in. If you want to apply for a PhD scholarship, you should upload and prepare your bachelor certificate, bachelor transcript, master certificate, and the master transcript. If you want to apply for a PhD or scholarship, as I mentioned, if you want to apply for a postdoctor scholarship, you should upload bachelor certificate and the transcript, the certificate and transcript of your master, also the certificate and transcript of your PhD. And if you want to apply for a PhD scholarship, you should make a small summary of your master project. When I speak about the summary of your master project, it's just one page or 2 pages maximum. You should write your aim, your title, what was your aim, were the methods that you employed in your research, quantitative, if you in social sciences and something like that. What are the limitations? What are the main limitations of your study? What are the main findings? What was the main contribution of your study? So you should prepare a very brief summary of your master project in 1 or 2 pages maximum. Regarding to your publications, when you apply for scholarship, please do not upload the whole publication. For example, I have 10 publications. It is not allowed to upload the whole publication. Only or just you can make a table in one paper, and in this table you can make it with 3 or 4 columns. The first column includes the name of the publication, the journal, and the year and the IT of your paper. That's all. So you can summarize or include all your publications in just one table or in one paper. And you will put the ID of your paper. And if the supervisor or the committee or the examiner wanted to check this publication, he can check it by the name or the journal or the journal or the ID and something like that. But please don't upload the whole publications or your whole publication. And finally, if you have any other educational certificates or qualifications, for example, if I took the CMA or another diploma or a pre-master courses certificate or a pre-PhD courses certificates, you can upload these certificates. To give more illustration, for me, when I applied for the scholarship in University of Naples Department B, I uploaded the pre-master courses in Asyut in Egypt. I uploaded the master certificate from Szeged University in Hungary. Also, I uploaded the pre-PhD courses from Egypt before traveling. So if you have any certificate, any educational certificate, please upload this certificate in your application with your application, because it will enhance your situation in the evaluation and so on. The second step is the proposal. What is your research project? What is your idea that you wanted to you prepare your master or you want to work in the scholarship? So it is very important to prepare a well-developed proposal. And the main content of proposal, first of all, you should put the introduction. You should start your proposal with a short introduction. You can start with general and decrease to arrive to your topic. For example, if I wanted to make my topic incorporate risk disclosure, first of all, I should start with the importance of accounting, importance of reporting in general, importance of financial reporting, and the importance of disclosure. Or after that, the importance of, or is my topic, the risk disclosure. So your introduction and your proposal, please make it very narrow, start from general and specific to reach to your problem or your research idea. Second part in your proposal, you should put the literature review, but please make the literature review not more than 1 or 2 paragraphs maximum. I can see that several proposals or several studies with more than 10 pages literature. No, when you put your literature review, you can say to the examiner that I read this literature and analyze them, and it is an initial literature, not final literature. So a literature review, please make it more critical, please it more focused, specific. For example, if I have read or I read more than 10 papers or 20 papers, please, you can read these papers, open these papers in front of you, and you can summarize. For example, Radwan and Ahmed and Muhammad agreed that risk disclosure is, while Muhammad Hussein Ali disagreed that. So we can conclude that this prior studies or prior literature concludes that. So please, when you write your literature review in the proposal, please be focused, please write them with a critical status, and please be more shorter and specific. After you write your one paragraph or two paragraphs regarding to the literature review, please write one paragraph about the research gap. What is the research gap? Research gap can be in the period of the study, it can be in the area, can be in the place, can be in the sample, and so on. In the methodology also. Yes. The third part of your proposal, you should mention the main research question or hypothesis. What are the main research question or hypothesis of your research? What is the main objectives and sub-objectives of your study? What is the importance of your studies and motivates why you want to do this study? You should motivate, you should improve, you should improve the reason and put the reasons behind choosing this topic or this proposal. What is your expected contribution? And when we're talking regarding to the contribution for accounting literature, you can say that my contribution can be divided into parts. Divided to contribution in academic literature for accounting, also the contribution in practice in professional life. What are your methodologies or your methods that you will employ in your proposal? And I think, in my opinion, by chance, I did several interviews in several universities all over the world. So the most important thing in your proposal is the methodology. Can the examiner say to you in the interview, please leave everything, but I wanted to ask you about your methodology, because the professors outside are more focused. For example, if I am working in quantitative research methodology, but his research interest in qualitative, so he will say you, it is not my research interest, so I cannot supervise or I cannot accept you as a student in my research team. So the most important idea or the most important point in your proposal is the methodology. Please, when you write the methodology or choose the methodology, you should write it more focused, more shorter, and be specific and focus and concentrate when you write this part of your proposal. And finally, you should write a time plan. Time plan, you should, for instance, if you want to study PhD for 3 years, you can write in the first year, I will study the several or the related courses, seminars, and write the literature or the read in my topic. In the second part, I will start in my sample and my practical part and my methodology and so on. In the third part, in the third year, I will make it for the writing and so on. So these are the most important elements or items that you should put in your proposal. So please focus on this idea. And I wanted to ask why I put the proposal after your educational qualification, because the proposal or your research idea is the most important idea that you should prepare. And when you make interview, you have this idea or you have this point that you will make or you will prepare your thesis or dissertation in the future in it. The third one, your CV. When I speak about the CV, I mean that academic CV. Please, when you apply for a scholarship, you should make your CV as academic CV, not professional CV. You apply for a study, you apply for master or PhD, so make it more academic, not professional. You will not apply for a job or you will not apply to be a member in the club or a volunteer in organization or charity work or something like that. No, you apply for academic position, you apply for academic situations, so you should make your CV academic. And there are some important notes that you should take it in your account that make your CV more stronger. For example, First of all, you should make your CV more shorter. And when I say more shorter, please don't delete some information. No, please be focused and shorter. And when you arrange the information or the events in your CV, please start from the newest one to the oldest one, the last one, latest one to the oldest one. For example, I was a master's student in 2018. After that, a PhD student in 2020. So I should start with PhD student in 2020. After that, the master in 2018. After that, a bachelor student in 2012. Also, when you write your academic CV, please, you should write the correct type. How? When I say that I am a teaching assistant in accounting department in Assyut University, Egypt, you should write the current date and the last date, or historical date. Please don't write the future date. Don't say that I am a teaching assistant in accounting department in Assyut from 2012 to 2013. It's not allowed. Please focus on the correct time. Please don't write the future time. Also, don't write a very old history. For example, I am a teaching assistant in Faculty of Commerce from the 1991. It's not allowed. Please be focused on the correct time. Also, when you write your CV, please use one font. For example, you can use the font Times New Romans for the all your CV. Also, one size for the titles and so on. Why? Because to not make the attention of the examiner or the evaluator or something like that to distribute his attention, because not make the CV not boring, because when you use one font or one type or one size, it will be interesting. It will attract his attention to read it. These are some, not all, specific and important notes that you should take it in your account when you write your CV. Also, when you write your CV, please avoid writing the religion. It is not important, or he don't mention about your religion. Don't write I am Muslim, I am Christian. It is not important to write these kind of words in your CV. Also, don't because the religion and the material status, it will be explained in the application form. So don't say in your CV, I am married and I have three sons and one daughter. No. It's not allowed to write your religion and you are single or married or something like that. Also, don't put your profile picture or personal picture in your CV because you already put it in the application. So it is not important to put it. But if it is important to put a profile picture or a personal picture in your CV, please make it more formal. Please don't take more than this side. Don't put a photo in upstairs or in the club or with glass or with cap. No, it is not allowed. Or shirt, it's not allowed. Please make it more formal. When you write your CV, please avoid writing numbers when you determine your language. For example, you don't write I am 90% in English or I am 99 in France or no. Please use the following concepts. I am intermediate in English. I am beginner in Italy. I am advanced in Arabic or in English or something. So please avoid writing the numbers in determining your language level. After you take these notes and avoid and excluded this religion and your status and personal picture and so on, how can we organize our CV? First of all, the most important thing in your CV is the contact information. So first of all, you should write in bold your name, full name. Some person can write the first name and the family name. Secondly, you should write your email, your LinkedIn profile, and your phone number and your address. If you want to apply for another country outside your country, you can just write the name of your country, address Egypt or Cairo, Egypt, for example, or Upper Egypt or something like that. If you want to apply within your country or inside your country, you can write the whole address. For example, for me, I am from Idara Village, Malawi, Minya, Egypt, Cairo, Egypt. So you can write the whole address if you want to apply inside your country. After that, you should write your professional experience. Professional experience, I am a teaching, I was an administrator in Egypt. I was a teaching assistant in Egypt. I was a teaching assistant in Hungary. And you should write more details about these professional experience. What was or what were the tasks that you did in this professional experience? For example, if I am a teaching assistant, I have a very good experience in organizing the scientific conferences. I can participate in correct the exams. I can participate in the exams committees and so on. Also, you should write in your CV your home or your mother language and the obtained language. You should write your professional skills. I can work in individual. I can work in work team. Also, I am a very good in presentation skills, communication skills, and so on. And you can write these skills that will enhance your position in the evaluation. Also, you can write any obtained awards. For example, if you got any certificates or appreciated certificates and so on. Finally, you should write your academic publications, summarize your academic publications as I mentioned before. Don't write or don't copy paste the whole publication. Just write the name of publication, the journal, the ID, and the year. Yes, so these are the most important notes that we should put in front of us when we write our CVs. The third one or the third requirement is some scholarship can ask you that you should firstly, to apply for this scholarship, firstly, you should contact with a prospective professor or prospective supervisor. What are the steps for contacting with a foreign supervisor? How can I talk with a foreign supervisor? Actually, we have two ways or two methods that can help us in contacting with prospective professors or supervisors. First of all, if you want any professor from your country in another country, for example, I know Dr. Ahmed in Portsmouth University, so I can send an email to him. I wanted to apply for example, for blah 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 scholarship. So I want to be one of your PhD students in your research team. I will be honored. So the first method that you know a professor in outside university, so you can contact to him directly. Otherwise, if you don't know any professors in any university, what can you show? What should you do? First of all, you should determine which country do you want to travel. For me, I wanted or I decided to travel to Italy. So first of all, you should determine which country I want to travel. I want to travel to Italy. Secondly, I should make a list of the high-ranked universities in this country. Barton University in Italy, Pisa, Roma University, and so on. I can make a list of the most high-ranked journal in this country. After that, I can take each university. For example, I will start with University of Naples, Barton, and I can browse the official website of this university, and I can search about the schools or departments or institution or centers or faculties. So I determine the university. After that, enter the official website of this university and click on the schools or departments or institutions or centers or faculties. For example, I choose the University of Naples, Department B in Italy. After that, I can browse the official website of the University of Naples, Department B, and I can choose the Faculty of Business or Management, or the Department of Management. After that, inside this school, you can find the people or staff or professors. You can click on staff or people or professors, and you can choose the people who are more interested with your research idea. For example, when you search about a professor in the website of the schools, and your specialization or your research interest is in accounting, please don't search on engineering, and so you can exclude it to save your time and your effort. So you can focus only for the people or professors who are interested in accounting or managerial studies or business administration research. After you determines, for example, when I entered for the University of Naples, the Department of Accounting, and I find the stuff, I read the old profiles of these professors, and I collected 3 professors that who are more related with my research interest. You can make a table. This table consists of 3 columns. The first column, you can put the name of the professor, the email of the professor, and the department, and you can after that send your email. When you send your email, please be focused. Please write for him, introduce yourself in 1 or 2 lines. My name is Hassan Radwan, I'm from Egypt, and I want to apply for a PhD scholarship, and you can explain your research interest. And I will give you in the following slide some steps when you send the email. After you choose or you determine or decided the professors that you whom you are want to apply and you contact with them. For example, I wanted to contact with Professor Ahmed, Professor Muhammad, Professor Hussein in the University of Naples Department B. There are some rules that you should put in your account or take in your account before you contact with this professor. First of all, when you decided to send your email, please, you should send your email in the official working days. For example, in Europe, the working days start from Monday morning to Friday afternoon. So when you decide to send your email, please send your email from Monday morning to Friday afternoon. Don't send your email in the weekly holiday or in the weekends, Sunday or Saturday. Also, don't send your email in the annual holidays or official holidays or national holidays and so on, because they don't open your, or they cannot open your email. Also, when you send your email, please focus on the official time. Don't send your email. You said to me you should send your email in Monday. Yes, in Monday to Friday, but you don't send your email in early morning, 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. It's not allowed. But you should choose the official working hours for the professors outside from 8 a.m. in the morning to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Please be focused on their time zone, not your time zone. For example, the hour here in Egypt or in Italy or something like that now is 5 or 6 o'clock, but maybe in the USA now it's 1 o'clock after midnight. So please, when you decided to send your email, focus on the time zone of the professor who you want to contact with him, not your time zone, your home time zone. It is regarding to the professor time zone. Secondly, when you decided to send your email to prospective supervisor, please don't send a general email. Please don't send the same email for the whole professors or the whole staff. Please make the email more specific. Please make the professor or the supervisor who you want to contact feel that this email is only for him. Please feel him that you entered on his profile and you checked his profile and you started to read some of his or her publications. Please make him or her feel that he is very important and he is the only one who can supervise or who can take you as one of his or her students. Also, please don't send the 2 emails to supervisors in the same time and the same department in the same day. For example, Dr. Ahmed and Dr. Hassan are in the same office and the same department. Please don't send the same email at the same time to both of them. Why? Because outside the professors and the supervisors may be in the same office or in the same room. So when you send the email and say to him, you only that can supervise me, I cannot find any supervisor or professors high qualified like you, and you can thank in him and write a good sentence about him, and he can look in the laptop or in the, to his college, and he can find the same email. It is not allowed. Please don't send the same email to 2 supervisors or more at the same university or at the same department at the same day. You can wait when you receive reject or not reply. You can send the email to his colleague or his friend after 2 days or something like that, but don't send the same email at the same time. Also, before you write your proposal, please use your own words. Don't make copy and paste from other or previous studies or literature review. Don't make copy and paste in your proposal. Please use your own words. Please use your critical skills, your presentation skills during your proposal. Because the vast majority of the examiners and the professor outside can put your proposal in the plagiarism program. So he can say that this person not qualified because he can take copy and paste from the other or the period studies. So please make paraphrase for each sentence that you can put in your proposal. Please use your own words, use your own critical skills, and so on. Also, when you write your proposal, please be mindful, as I mentioned before. When you write your email, please make your email or keep your email more shorter and clear. Don't speak that I am Hassan Radwan, I have 8 years. You will write everything in your CV. So it is not important to put such information in your email. Make it short. My name is Hassan Radwan. I'm from Egypt. I am a prospective student, PhD student. I want to do my apply for blah 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 scholarship, and I want to make you or to choose you. I will be appreciated if you accept me as one of your PhD students or in your research team, and so on. Be more focused in your email and short. Also, you should attach your academic CV. When you write an email to professor, you should refer in your email about the sponsor or the fund. I will be self-financed student, or my country or my government will finance me, but I only need your acceptance for supervision, and so on. So you should refer to the fund or the sponsor in your email, because it will enhance for your chance in accepting or getting a acceptance letter for the prospective supervisor. Also, when you write an email, you should, in the subject or in the subject of your email, you should write a prospective PhD student, because you can attract the attention of the supervisor or professor to read your email. Finally, when you send an email, please use an academic email. Don't use Yahoo Mail or Gmail or something like that, because it's not official and not academic emails. Use the email which ended with edu.eg or something like that. But if you don't have edu or academic email, you can send with another email, Yahoo or Gmail, but it is important to focus on the academic email. These are some, not all, rules for when you decide to contact with foreign supervisor or professor. Regarding to the motivation letter or personal statement, I remember in 2018, I applied for a scholarship in the United Kingdom, and my paper and my requirements was very good, and everything was good with me. But I received a rejection from this scholarship because of my motivation letter. So the motivation letter is very important requirement, is very important paper or very important document that you should prepare it very carefully. You should focus when you write this motivation letter. Why? Because every word you write in this personal statement or motivation letter, it should be extracted from yourself, not copy and paste. Why? Because in your motivation letter, you should write and motivate why you choose this subject or this course, why you study accounting, why your PhD will be focused in accounting or management or business administration. So in motivation letter, you should motivate and clarify why you choose this topic or this subject. Also, in the motivation letter, you should write why the examiner should choose you, because I have language skills, presentation skills, teaching skills, and so on, research skills, academic writing skills. So in the motivation letter, you should motivate why is this subject, why accounting, why you studied and will study accounting, why I choose you. For example, there are more than 70% applied for this scholarship. Why can I choose you? What are the reasons or motives behind choosing you? Also, why you should clarify in the motivation letter why this university, why University of Portsmouth, why University of Naples Department in Italy, why this university? Because this university is one of the brilliant student universities in the Italy. It's has a high ranked university and so on. Also, you should mention why this department, why the Department of Accounting in this university. So in your motivation letter, you should clarify and put reasons behind the choosing or choosing all of these ideas. Why this professor? Why Dr. Ahmed? Because Dr. Ahmed has more than 10 students experience with more than 50 PhD students. Dr. Ahmed has a very good record in publication. Dr. Ahmed and so on. So in your motivation letter, you should clarify and explain deeply why this professor. Also, why UK? Why Italy? Why Kuwait? Why Egypt? Why you want or decided to study in this country? So this question, you can answer about this question in your motivation letter. And please note that when you write your motivation letter, it is the most important letter or the most important document or requirement that you should be focused in it, because you will write every word behind or depends on yourself, not copy and paste from another side. After you finish and you write everything in motivation letter, you can send it to any person to make proofreading or paraphrase and so on, but please don't make copy and paste in this part of requirements. Also, a very important note that don't write or repeat anything that you wrote in CV. For example, don't write in your motivation letter, I am a PhD student in blah, blah, blah. I have a bachelor in accounting, blah, blah, blah. No, don't repeat the information or data which you put in the CV. Motivation letters, that what are the reasons? What are the reasons that motivate you to take this scholarship? It is a personal, and please be focused and put more than 100 lines under the personal statement. Everything from you, not copy and paste, not asking another person's. After that, some scholarship can ask you about reference letter or recommendation letter. And this recommendation letter, it's not your responsibility. It is the responsibility of your supervisor or whom your supervisor or another person who you work in. Who prepares this recommendation letter? You can ask your master, if you want to apply for PhD scholarship, you can ask your master supervisor to write a recommendation letter and he will sign it, not you. Also, if you want to apply for a master scholarship, you can ask any professor who taught you any course in your bachelor to write a recommendation letter and sign it. And the professor who writes the recommendation letter, he should write his contact information, email and telephone and so on. Also, you can ask any manager or any professional person who you dealt with him. For example, I was a manager or I was an accountant in an office or an accounting company. You can ask this person to write a recommendation letter about you. So the recommendation letter can be written by an academic person or a professional person, depends on you. In my opinion, it is very important to ask your supervisor, because you will make a research in the future. So when your supervisor write a recommendation letter about you, he will write about your research skills, your critical skills, your paraphrase skills, how you did and worked with him, and so on. To whom in the front or the above side of your recommendation letter, you write, for example, it is to whom it concerns, if you want to make a journal, or for example, to the committee in the University of Naples Department of examiners and so on. What should it contain? As I mentioned for you, it is not your responsibility. It is the responsibility of your supervisor. He should write that I know Radwan from 4 years. He is excellent in research. He is academic writing and so on. But he wanted to enhance his language, something like that. Yes, but it is not your responsibility. So till now, out of the 10 requirements, we have 2 requirements that are not our responsibility: the application form and the recommendation form. But the other requirements, we should do these requirements. Regarding to the language certificate, if you want to study, for example, if you are Egyptian person and you want to study in Egypt, it is not important to support or you provide a language certificate, because you will study in the same language which you studied in the past. But if I am Egyptian person and I wanted to study in the United Kingdom or the USA or Italy, the language of teaching or the study in this university is in English, but my mother language is Arabic, and my studies in the past were in English, in Arabic, sorry. So some scholarships can ask you about language certificates. Some scholarship can ask you that you should provide an international language certificate like IELTS or TOEFL. Also, some scholarship that can ask you if you studied any studies in the past with English language, just you can take or provide us with any certificate from your faculty that your master or bachelor studies were in English. That's enough. So we have two options for language certificates. First of all, you can provide an international language certificate. Otherwise, you can provide a certificate from your department, your head department, your faculty, your university that your studies were in English language. Other requirements, as I mentioned, some scholarships can ask about a medical certificate. Any medical certificate, you can make it. Some scholarship can provide a stamp of a medical certificate. Otherwise, some universities or some organizations can ask about any medical certificate. So you can prepare any medical certificate. Personal photo, as I mentioned, please, when they ask you about personal photo, please make it formal, not with glass cap and so on. Please make it formal. Please choose the place which you can take the photo. Please don't put a photo in the club or in a swimming pool or in a street or in, no, please choose the clothes. Also choose the place. Please make it white. The background should be white and so on. After I mentioned, first of all, you decided the scholarship from the Google or the website or something like that. After that, you entered and uploaded the code of the scholarship and read and understood all the requirements carefully. After that, you should prepare yourself for entrance exams. After you decide the scholarship, you will read the requirements and fill in the application form and submit the application form. It is the first step. After the evaluation, the application for your application with your documents and so on, they will ask you about, if you pass this step, they will ask you about the entrance exams. Entrance exams can be 3 types of exams. First of all, some universities can ask you to make a general English language exam in language, for example, in grammar, propositions, conversation, and so on. And also can ask you about the specialization exam in accounting or economic and so on. After that, if you pass these exams, you can enter an interview exam. Yes. And here we can find the most important, the most common interview questions that you can face in your interview. And regarding this part, I have a book, a very book that I prepared with my wife, Nada. We have a book with a small book that has include all interview questions with the formal and complete answers. I will send it to Dr. Ahmed and he can send it to you. And I will leave you my email and WhatsApp if you want this book of interview PhD scholarship questions with their answers, completely answers and so on. First of all, the examiner will ask you introduce yourself. When you introduce yourself in academic interview, please don't speak about your family. I have 3 brothers and I have 1 daughter and 1 sister. No, please talk about your academic background. My name is Radwan. For example, you can speak about your academic background. I did my master in Sagad University. I have more than 2 publications and something. Please take in academic way, talk in academic way. Second, the question can ask you, please give us a brief of your master. Don't speak more about your master project, just talk about the title, the sample, the methodology or methods. Also, you talk about the aim, contribution, and the main findings of your project and the publication. He can ask you, tell me about any publication or projects. Also, he can ask you, give us a summary of your PhD proposal. talk about when you want to in interview want to talk about your PhD proposal, please be focused on just 3 questions. When he or she asks you this question for you, when you answer this question, please answer about 3 questions. What, how, why? What is your topic? Why you choose this topic? And how you can apply this topic, and so the methodology. So when he asks you about talking about your proposal, don't talk about your whole proposal. Please answer only on 3 questions. What is my topic, the title, and the research problem? Why I choose this topic, and how can I apply this topic or carry out this topic, carry out this topic in the future, the methodology. What are the main objects of your work and grant? For example, the main object and the main sub-objective are blah, 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 blah. And what are the main objectives of your grant? After you take the scholarship, how can I take it? What are the benefits, relevance, importance of your work in the future? What are the impacts and the consequences of this topic to your home country? Why, for example, if you want to study in Italy, why Italy? Why the United Kingdom? Why Kuwait? Why Egypt? And so on. Why do you choose Professor Ahmed to be your host university? I have focused on Professor Ahmed because he has a high quality experience in accounting and so on. He has experience with more than 15 PhD students and so on. Also, how did you contact your host professor or supervisor? How you contact with Dr. Ahmed? By email and so on. Also, why do you choose University of Naples Department to be a host university? Do you think that 4 or 3 years is a good or enough for your study or not? Tell me more about your prospective sample, especially for instance, in our research in accounting. My sample will be focused on the high or the top Islamic and non-Islamic banks and so on. What do you intend to do after completion your studies? What do you need or what do you want to do after your PhD studies in my university? This question, you can answer this question by 2 ways. First of all, you can say that in the short term, you can say to him, I have more than 8 years experience in teaching accounting, so I can help you in giving some sessions or sections or lectures to the undergraduate students. I can help you in putting the exam and mark the exam. I can putting you in research tasks and so on. In the long term, if I have the chance to be a member in your research team, I will be appreciated. If not, I will return to my home country and I will be keep in touch with with supervisors in your university, and we can make a cooperation and publish many journals in high-ranked journals that will increase and enhance the rank of your university and my home university also. So when you answer this question, please be focused on the long term and the short term. Why is this scholarship important for you? Because this scholarship will enhance my research skill, my academic writing skill, and my communication skills, and so on. Why do you want to complete your PhD degree in the field of accounting or management or engineering or so on? How do you master studies abroad reflected in your home country? What are the benefits of your master studies or PhD studies reflected to your home country? Actually, it is reflected to my home country in published many or several papers in high-ranked journals that increased and enhanced the rank of my home university and so on. Do you participate in any activities in your home university? Yes, sure. I participated or I have participated in several activities in my home university, such blah, 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 and you can say. Before I finish my presentation, these interview questions I have, as I mentioned before, I have a small book or a booklet that have this question with its completely answers. I can say PDF book. I can send it to you anytime you can ask about this book. These are my contact information that if you need it, it's my email, my WhatsApp number, and it's my Facebook and my LinkedIn profile. I will return back to this slide. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, please let me know. Thank you so much. شكرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. دكتورنا العزيز، لأن أكثر يعني تقريبا أكثر من 90% يتكلمون لغة عربية، فراح أقلب شوية أتكلم عربي إذا تسمح. للأمانة أول شيء حاب أشكرك على الموضوع الجميل جدا. تمام. أنت يمكن ما أخذت ببالك دكتورنا العزيز، ولكن أنت ضربت عصفورين بحجر. موضوعك كان يتكلم عن PhD وكيف ممكن، انت عارف كل دوله يعني مبالغ الدكتوراه تتطلب مبالغ كبيره جدا على اساس الواحد يكمل، وانت اعطيتها باسلوب راقي وجميل جدا. كيف ممكن الواحد يستفيد من المنح الدراسيه؟ كثير من الطلبه مفكرين ان اذا الدوله ما عطتهم منحه دراسيه انتهت الحياه ونظل احنا في وضعنا الحالي وخلاص. ولكن الحمد لله في شركات، في دول، في جامعات تعطي هذه المنح ايضا. موضوعك للعنوان يا ريت صراحه كان اشمل، لان انت بالفعل شملت الموضوع. انت تكلمت عن طلبه الدكتوراه، ولكن هو نفس الموضوع يشمل طلبه الماجستير وايضا طلبه الدكتوراه وايضا البوست دوك. كل هذا اللي انت تفضلت فيه بجانب. وموضوع ثاني واللي هو كمان مهم لجميع الطلبه وجميع الناس، ان ايضا هي نفس الستبس، نفس الخطوات اللي تقدم فيها وظيفه. لما اقول وظيفه انا اقصد الوظائف المرموقه، الوظائف المتخصصه. الجميل بالذكر يمكن هذا الموضوع اللي هو CV لما تكلمت عنه دكتورنا الفاضل. تكلمت كيف نكتب CV وكيف نختصر. أنا واحد من الناس أخطأت، نعم. كنت أكتب أحط أنا والله نشرت 20 بحث، اسمي وغيرها من أصدقائي مثل ما أنت تفضلت، الديانة والأمور العائلية. اللي لازم تعرفونه، هذه معلومة للجميع. قارئ CV who read the CV. كم تتوقعون يشوف CV مالكم؟ CV انا CV فعلا انا عندي 2 CV. CV الصحيح اللي فيه كل شيء تقريبا 15 صفحه، تقريبا 15 صفحه 16 صفحه. سؤالي لكم انا، يا ريت تشاركونا في الشات، يا ريت تكتبون بالشات. انت الحين قدمت حق جامعه او قدمت وظيفه او قدمت لماستر او دكتوراه. سؤالي هو كم تتوقع قارئ CV اللي يشتغل في الHR او اللي يعطيك المنحه في الجامعه او الدوله، كم تتوقع يشوف CV مالك؟ خلينا نقول صفحتين، كم تتوقع؟ كم دقيقه، ساعه، نص ساعه؟
من دقيقه لدقيقتين ماكسيموم. من دقيقه لدقيقتين ماكسيموم.
يا ريت تشاركونا في الشات. تمام. الإجابة الصحيحة، وهذه مو باي دكتور أحمد القطان، لا، هذه بناء على إحصائيات واستبيانات وأمور كثيرة. شفت CV اللي أنا مثلا مالي 15 صفحة أو اللي صفحتين، قارئ CV يستغرق between 30 second to 60 second، يعني أكثر شيء ممكن يعني يشوفه دقيقة واحدة. السؤال هو أنت شنو تبي يشوف؟ هذا البيج كويستشن. أنت شنو تبي يشوف؟ مثلا دكتور الحسان اشتغل مثلا في يعني في تيتشنج واشتغل في الامور هذه، ولكن نفترض سابقا قبل 10 سنين اشتغل مثلا في خلينا نقول في شركه خاصه. تمام؟ طيب السؤال هو انت جاي تقدم على شنو؟ اذا انت جاي تقدم على تدريس فلازم انت تتكلم عن التدريس، حط شغلات ثانيه ولكن لا تتكلم فيها كثير، لانه they are not interested، مو مهتمين بهالامور هذه، وهم مهتمين في الجانب اللي انت مقدم عنه، فتكلم عنه ولكن باختصار، ولكن باختصار، ولكن باختصار. هاي 3 مرات، لان فعلا انا اخطات. انا اقول لكم دكتور سي في الحمد لله قوي والحمد لله عارف نفسي، ولكن كثرة الكلام مو فاضي، هو اللي يقرأ مو فاضي، في غيره. فيا ريت يكون الموضوع شارب وان ذا جو، ما يعني يتكلم في امور كثيره. تمام. الله يعطيك الف عافيه دكتور الحسان على موضوع صراحه جميل جدا، جميل جدا جدا جدا، وكثير من الطلبه اليوم حاضرين للامانه يعرفون، وانا يعني شديت عليهم ان جد لازم الحضور، لان هذه المحاضره قد تكون باذن الرحمن تغير حياه شخص.
يا رب يا رب ان شاء الله.
تمام. قد تغير حياه شخص. انا اعرف طلبه السنه اللي فاتت دخلوا الحمد لله الدكتوراه بسبب النصائح مثل حضرتك وغيرها، غير حياته صار دكتور الان. فالحياه تتغير والدنيا فرص، ولكن لمن تنتهز الفرص. تمام. يعني احنا سمعنا المحاضره، حلو الكلام، سمعناها كلنا سمعناها، ولكن من يطبق هذا مو ثاني. فلازم تسمعون نعم وتفهمونها وايضا تطبقون. الجميل في هذه المحاضره ايضا انها مسجله، فباذن الله اللي حاب يشوفها مره ثانيه موجوده في اليوتيوب، راح ان شاء الله نتكلم عنها. اللي حاب يستفسر if you have any question please raise your hand. اللي حاب يسال دكتور حسان اي سؤال بالعربي او بالانجليزي يرفع ايده. دكتور قبل لا ابدا بس سؤال واحد، انت الماستر مالك سكولرشيب؟
الماستر كان حاجه زي برنامج تنفيذي، مصر بتدفع لي جزء والهوست يونيفرسيتي بتدفع لي جزء، لان طبعا في انواع من السكولرشيب خاصه في مصر. يعني السكولرشيب ان انا اكون فول فاندد من الجانب اللي بره زي ايطاليا، منحه الدكتوراه كلها فول فاندد باي ايطالي سايد، او النوع الثاني ان انا اكون سيلف فاينانسد ستودنت ان انا ادفع على حسابي، او النوع الثالث اللي هو مصر تدفع لي جزء والمجر تدفع لي جزء.
فانت الحين انت
استفدت في الماجستير والدكتوراه الحمد لله.
بالضبط. انت خير انسان ينسال في هذه،
وتحت امرهم ان شاء الله.
يعني الدكتور حسان استفاد في الماستر وفي الدكتوراه.
وكمان منحه الدكتوراه كمان كان فيها ميزه ان هم كانوا عايزين واحد، دايما منح ايطاليا كلها بتكون عايزه واحد بس على مستوى الفورين ستودنت على مستوى العالم، فاحنا كنا مقدمين حوالي مثلا نقول 50 60 طالب، فانا كنت مقدم من ضمن ال 50 60، فبيبقى الايفالويشن عليه 40% بتاع السي في بتاعي، قيموا السي في، دخلنا في الانترفيو، طبعا كل الناس بتدخل انترفيو، ففي الانترفيو عايزين واحد بس من ال 40 50 واحد اللي قدامهم، لازم ياخدوا واحد فقط لانها منحه كامله وكده. فبفضل الله كانت من نصيبي، جبت اعلى سكور وكانت من نصيبي يعني. فلو عايزين تسالوا في اي حاجه تحت امركم ان شاء الله.
نرجع لنفس الموضوع، ممكن تغير حياه شخص، ومن اتوقع يعني مبينه صريح ان المنح غيرت حياه دكتور حسان
طبعا
هذا شيء طبيعي. فان شاء الله ممكن احد منكم ايضا هذا الشيء ممكن يتغير حياته. بسام شرف تفضل.
السلام عليكم ورحمه الله.
عليكم السلام. تفضل
دكتور حسن، انا بشكر حضرتك جدا على المحاضره، بشكر دكتور احمد القطان، المحاضره اكتر من رائعه. ودكتور حسن انا بس سؤالي باختصار عشان ما اخدش من وقت حضرتك كتير، لو حضرتك مقيد في جامعه حكوميه في درجه الدكتوراه في مصر وحصلت على منحه لدراسه الدكتوراه في جامعه اخرى، هنقول جوه مصر او بره مصر حتى نخلي السؤال مفتوح، فهل ذلك غير مسموح قانونيا او يحصل تعارض او يتم الغاء الدرجه الاولى، ام ان الامر طبيعي جدا ان انت قيدت بدرجه وبعدين حصلت على منحه اخرى فممكن تدرسها؟ يعني از اكزامبل لو انت مثلا بتدرس اكاونتنج وبعدين جت حاجه اي اس مثلا، فهل ده مسموح وامر طبيعي؟ لان في بعض الناس بتقول مسموح، في بعض الناس بتقول مش مسموح، فعايزين نفهم بس الامر ده. وبشكر حضرتك جدا، وانا كنت بعت لحضرتك تواصل على الفيس، يا ريت نتواصل مع بعض. شكرا لحضرتك.
ان شاء الله باذن الله ان شاء الله. في الاول انا بعتذر طبعا عن كانت اللغه بتاعتي الانجليش بالذات ما كانتش واضحه، فطبعا انا اسف، طبعا احنا لغتنا عربي فمعلش هو انجليش معرب يعني، فبعتذر. الحاجه الثانيه طبعا بخصوص السؤال بتاع دكتور بسام شرف، بخصوص السؤال بتاع دكتور بسام شرف، انا احكي لك حاجه من واقع يعني من واقع خبرتي الشخصيه او حاجه شخصيه عليا. انا بالفعل كنت طالب دكتوراه في مصر، وكنت بالفعل سجلت في الدكتوراه في مصر، وبالفعل خدت تمهيدي دكتوراه لمده سنه، وامتحنت الكورسات وكل حاجه، ومسجل الموضوع في مصر، ومسجل في مصر، ومقيد في مصر في الدراسات العليا. بس حصلت على منحه فخلاص، وبمجرد حصولي على المنحه بعمل حاجه اسمها ايقاف قيد وليس الغاء قيد. ايقاف القيد ده بيكون عباره عن ايه؟ ان انا بوقف القيد بتاعي والموضوع او التمهيد اللي انا اخدته ما زال موجود، علشان مثلا لا قدر الله رحت مثلا وما حصلش نصيب، حصل مثلا عدم توفيق او كده ورجعت، يبقى الموضوع بتاعي موجود وارجع اكمل. فانا بعمل حاجه في مصر اسمها ايقاف قيد، وبسافر اخد الدكتوراه بتاعتي، ولما برجع خلاص يبقى الايقاف القيد ده انتهى وخلاص انا خدت الدكتوراه. اذروايز يعني لو انا ما حصلتش، ما قدرتش اكمل بره، تعبت لاي زي ظروف ما توفقتش كده، برجع موضوع موجود زي ما هو. لكن لو عملت حاجه اسمها الغاء قيد، في الحاله دي انت لغيت موضوعك ونهيت موضوعك، لما ترجع خلاص يبقى انت كده ملغي اصلا. فانت الافضل لو حصلت على منحه، والكلام ده انا بحكيه من واقع تجربتي في الماجستير وفي الدكتوراه، بل بالعكس في الماجستير انا كنت مسجل الرساله فعلا وبدات فيها فعلا، ولما حصلت عملت ايقاف قيد لتمهيد الماجستير وللرساله بتاعته وسافرت. لما ترجع بقى يا دكتور، حسب حته التخصص، حسب انت تخصصك ايه. لو انت معيد او انت مدرس مساعد في جامعه او دكتور في جامعه، لازم يكون الموضوع اللي انت طلعت عليه يكون هو نفس الموضوع اللي هترجع بيه. بمعنى انا طالع في المحاسبه، فلما ارجع بحاجه في المحاسبه، ما ينفعش ارجع بحاجه في البيزنس ادمنستريشن او المانجمنت كده، وخاصه ان في مصر الموضوع يعني موضوع كومبلكس، يعني كومبليكيتد اكتر شويه، فلازم تكون في نفس المين ايديا بتاعتك. ممكن تكون الموضوع في المحاسبه مش مشكله، يعني مثلا انا طالع على حاجه اسمها مثلا يعني الريسك ديسكلوجر، الافصاح عن المخاطر، طلعت هناك عجبني الموضوع كويس مثلا في البلوك تشين، مش مشكله، المهم ان يكون داخل المحاسبه. لكن انك تغير المنطقه نفسها ومنطقه البحث لا. اتمنى تكون واضحه، تكون اجابتي واضحه.
واضح. شكرا دكتور، شكرا على المعلومه المهمه. إسراء.
وعليكم السلام.
شكرا جدا يا دكتور على كل المعلومات اللي حضرتك شرحتها النهارده.
شكرا.
انا بس كنت عايزه اعرف ازاي بعرف معلومات عن البروفيسور اللي انا عايزه اخاطبه يعني. ويعني مثلا بدخل كتير على الويب سايتس بتاع اليونيفرسيتيز، بس مش بلاقي كل المعلومات بتاعت الاستاف، او مثلا ممكن الاقي 3 2، ما الاقيش كل الاستاف الموجود. وبرضو ازاي اعرف عدد الطلاب اللي هم اتعاملوا معاه واقدر اتكلم معاهم عشان اخد فيدباك، عشان اعرف هل هيبقى اصلا كويس معايا ولا لا. وكمان كنت عايزة اعرف احدد على اي اساس الدولة اللي هتبقى مناسبة ليا من ناحية المعيشة وكده. يعني في دول بلاقي فيها اوكي فرص كتير وحلوة، بس بقيت محتارة، ما بقيتش عارفة انهي الدولة اللي هتبقى مناسبة معايا. يعني مثلا احنا بنتكلم على USA او كندا او اوروبا احسن ولا UK، ما بقيت حاسة ان الموضوع صعب شوية في المقارنة يعني. شكرا.
هو سؤال،
بس انت حابه تقدمين كشنو؟ ما اعرف.
معلش. لا PhD.
تفضل دكتور.
السؤال بتاع الدكتوره اسراء بينقسم 3 اجزاء. الجزء الاول اللي هي عايزه تعرف مور انفورميشن، يعني معلومات اكتر عن السوبرفايزر اللي هي عايزه تتواصل معاه. الحاجه الثانيه ازاي تعمل كونتاكت مع بعض طلبه الدكتوراه اللي هم تحت اشرافه علشان تعرف ان كان كويس او لا. الحاجه الثالثه عايزه تعرف ايه ويتش كونتري او اي دوله هي عايزه تسافر او تختار. بخصوص السؤال الاول، طبعا زي ما انا قلت بدخل على الويب سايت بتاع الجامعات الاول، في الاول بحدد الدوله. على سبيل المثال بحدد ايطاليا، بجيب لسته بالجامعات اللي في ايطاليا كلها، بدخل على جامعه، بدخل على الويب سايت، بدخل على السكول او الديبارتمنت بتاعي مثلا او الانستتيوشن الاكونتنج، وبطلع كل البروفيسورز بتوع الاكونتنج. على سبيل المثال لقيت مثلا البروفيسور اسمه موجود الاسم بس، لكن مش موجود البروفايل بتاعه، مش حاطط البروفايل. انا من رايي طالما ان مش حاطط البروفايل بتاعه، ممكن اتواصل معه، بجيب الايميل بتاع السكرتاريه بتاع الديبارتمنت وبسالهم ان انا عايز اعمل كونتاكت معاه. اوكي، ما كانش كده سوري، ما كانش كده، ممكن اخد الاسم بتاعه كوبي اند بيست وادخل على جوجل سكولر او بدخل على ريسيرش جيت، وممكن اعمل سيرش عنه واجمع معلومات عنه. تمام.
تمام يا دكتور، بس انا مش لاقيه كل الستاف يعني. ممكن الاقي مثلا في ديبارتمنت 3 بس اللي موجودين، واكيد الديبارتمنت ده ما فيهوش 3 بس مثلا.
ممكن يا دكتوره زي ما قلت وضحت لحضرتك، ابعتي ايميل في حاجه اسمها الكونتاكت تحت، ابعتي ايميل للسكرتاريه، خاصه السكرتاريه بتاعت القسم ده او الانستتيوشن ده، ابعتي لهم ايميل قول لهم انا عايز الفول بروفايل بتاع البروفيسورز اللي عندكم او الفول ليست بتاعت البروفيسورز، وهم يبعتوها لك، مفيش اي مشكله خالص. او ان كان مثلا هي اندر امبروفمنت، يعني تحت التطوير او كده، يقول لك مثلا اسبوع او حاجه وهنعدل الموقع وهتكون كل حاجه متاحه او كده، او ابعت لك لينك فيه كل الليسته بتاعت البروفيسورز مفيش مشكله. فالافضل انك انت تتواصلي بالايميل مع السكرتاريه بتاعت القسم نفسه، مفيش اي مشكله خالص. دي نقطه. النقطة الثانية بخصوص الطلبة، هو طبعا لو حاطط بياناته على البروفايل بعد ما نجيب البروفايل بتاعه بيقول ان انا مثلا اشرفت على 15 طالب دكتوراه على سبيل المثال كذا وكذا وكذا. فعندنا تو اوبشنز. لو طالب الدكتوراه ده لسه ما زال طالب دكتوراه عنده، ممكن ادخل على طلبة الدكتوراه في الجامعة دي وهجيب الاسم بتاع الطالب ده والايميل بتاعه واتواصل معاه. لو الطالب ده كان خلص بالفعل، انا ممكن اخد الاسم بتاعه واشوف اي بحث 12 ليه مع البروفيسور دوت من الببليكيشنز بتاعته كو اسر، تمام. وممكن بالايميل بتاعه اقدر اوصل له وكده. ما كانش فيه مثلا الايميل بتاعه في الببليكيشنز، ما كانش فيه ان هو خلص ومشي والكلام ده كله، ممكن اخد الاسم بتاعه زي ما انا بعمل يعني، حصلت كتير. باخد الاسم بتاعه وبدخل على السوشيال ميديا، الفيسبوك، وبدور على الاسم وبحاول اجيب اشوف مين هو طالب واكيد حاطط على البروفايل بتاعه ان هو سي فور اكزامبل كان طالب دكتوراه في بورتسموث او كان طالب دكتوراه في كذا، فبحاول اتواصل معاه. بخصوص الجزء الثالث، طبعا اختيار الدوله بيتوقف على يعني حسب طبيعي اب تو يو. يعني انا عايز مثلا انا ادخل دوله كويسه، دوله تحسن مهاراتي في اللغه، اما دوله فيها سكولارشيب كويسه والكلام ده كله، فانا اختار دوله من اللي هي نيتيف لانجوج انجلش لانجوج، تمام. فدي السؤال ده انا اعتقد اب تو يو، يعني ما فيش قاعده محدده اقدر احكم بيها. يعني بالنسبه لي انا مثلا، انا عايز اخد الدكتوراه من اي دوله بالانجلش. بالنسبه لي عايز اخد اي دكتوراه من اي دوله فيها او من اي جامعه تكون لها هاي رانك. عاوز اخد الدكتوراه بتاعتي من جامعه فيها تخصص محاسبه وهكذا. عاوز اخد الدكتوراه بتاعتي تحت اشراف استاذ كويس في المحاسبه. فده كلها دي عوامل انا حطيتها في حسابي قبل ما اختار الجامعه. اعتقد. اتفضل يا دكتور.
تمام، شكرا جدا.
تحت
في ايطاليا درست بالعربي الدكتوراه سوري بالانجليزي ولا في ايطاليا؟
لا لا، بالانجلش. انا بختار الايه البروجرام بتاعي بيكون بالانجلش طبعا.
اسراء
وحتى اتفضل يا دكتور.
اسراء فاللغه اعتقد ما هي كثير يعني مهمه، لان ببريطانيا وفي اوروبا حسب علمي، عشان كذي سالت دكتوره حسان بس تاكيد للمعلومه. بريطانيا واوروبا كلها، وامريكا يتكلمون كلهم رساله والدراسه بالانجليزيه، تمام.
بالضبط.
ولكن الاختلاف وين؟ الصين، كوريا، الدول الثانيه اوكي، يعني هذول كل عندهم.
والاسيا. تمام. هو فعلا الدكتور احمد برضه يعني تعليقا على كلام دكتور احمد، الدكتور احمد يقصد ان انا لو خلاص لو انا اخترت سكولرشيب في ايطاليا او في انجلترا او جوه الجامعه، دراستي رسالتي مشرفي السكرتاريه الانترناشونال اوفيس كل ده انجلش، كل لغه تعامل انجلش. بس هيكون في اختلاف بسيط في الشارع في السوق، مثلا عايز اتعلم شويه كلمات ايطالي علشان اقدر اتعامل بيهم، لكن كل دراستي كل شغلي كل ابحاثي كل دنيتي جوه الجامعه بالانجلش. معايا طلبه كمان في الاكوموديشن بتاعتي بيتكلموا انجلش، فالدنيا كويسه خالص. فانا مش شايل هم الايطالي. اي نعم انا خدت ليفل 1 وليفل 2 في الايطالي بس علشان السوق والكلام ده كله، علشان مثلا اعرف اتعامل مع ناس في الشارع في المواصلات. لكن اللغه الثانيه او اللغه الاساسيه بتاعت الدوله مش انترستد بيها. انا اهم حاجه عندي الانجليش، لان هي تعتبر الانجليش لغه العالم، فهي دي الاساس يعني. وانا بنصح اي حد ياخد دكتوراه في اي مكان بره بلده يفضل انه يكون بالانجليش، لانه هيستفيد بيه في كذا مكان. لكن انا لو طلعت خدت دكتوراه مثلا بالصين، لو ما درستش بيها في الصين واستفدت بيها في الصين او في اقسام الصيني في مصر، فمالهاش لازمه بالنسبه لي. فدي نصيحه واتمنى تكون صح يعني.
تمام، شكرا يا دكتور.
شكرا. نعم، ولكن خليني ازيد من الشعر بيت على قولتهم. الكلام صحيح انه يعني لازم يكون، يعني اذا مثلا راح الصين لازم يعرف اللغه الصينيه، ولكن نرجع حق القاعده الاولى بالبدايه لازم انجليزي. يعني اذا عندك انجليزي وصيني انت يعني
بالضبط يا دكتور.
فوق السماء، مليون احد محتاجك اساسا. ولكن الشيء الاساسي اللي هو الانجليزي. تمام. شكرا اسراء. محمد صلاح. هو محمد صلاح قالك في نفسه.
يا دكتور محمد صلاح كمان ده حبيبي يعني. اتفضل يا دكتور محمد. افتح المايك يا دكتور محمد.
المايك لو سمحت.
المايك يا دكتور محمد.
المايك بس لو تفتح المايك. اي احد عنده اي سؤال ثاني؟ اللي عنده سؤال بليز يرفع ايده. raise your hand if you have a question بالعربي او بالانجليزي، ما في مشكله. طيب على ما دكتور محمد، فاطمه تفضلي. فاطمه
السلام عليكم. شكرا يا دكتور على المحاضرة الأكثر من رائعة، يعني في تفاصيل دقيقة يعني كانت في دماغي وكنت عايزة أسألها. يعني حضرتك ما شاء الله يعني كفاية وأوفيت. أنا بس عندي استفسار دلوقتي بالنسبة للمنح اللي بتنزل على موقع الوزارة، وزارة التعليم العالي في مصر. في منح بتكون يعني مفتوحة، يعني أنت اللي بتختار الجامعة، وفي منح بتكون جامعات محددة بأنا هي اللي منزلة المنح دي. فانا مش فاهمه قوي البروسيس بتاعت التقديم. هل انا بقدم اول لوزاره التعليم العالي ولا اقدم لموقع المنحه؟ ولو هي مثلا منحه من جامعه محدده لازم اول اكلم وزاره التعليم العالي، او الموضوع بيمشي ازاي؟ لان الموضوع مش منظم قوي عندي في دماغي.
تمام.
شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا لسؤالك يا دكتوره فاطمه. وطبعا انا هوضح السؤال حضرتك بالتفصيل. طبعا في مصر النظام مختلف خالص عن اي مكان. ان في مصر في ميزه كويسه جدا ان احنا بنوضح. مصر بتعرض 3 انواع او 4 انواع من المنح. اول حاجه اسمها البعثات الكامله. البعثات الكامله ديات اللي هي بتكون مموله بالكامل من مصر. انك انت بتختار الجامعه وبتختار السوبرفايزر وبتعمل كونتاكت وخلاص، وبتعدي الامتحانات في البعثات وبتقدم، وتعدي الانترفيو في البعثات وخلاص، وبتسافر في الجامعه اللي انت اخترتها بالبروفيسور اللي انت اخترته بالاكسبتنس ليتر اللي انت قدمته. فمصر بتصرف عليك بالكامل. دي اسمها بعثه كامله. في نوع تاني بقى من البعثات بتقدمها مصر اسمه البرنامج التنفيذي. البرنامج التنفيذي ده نظام ايه؟ ان هي عامله برنامج تنفيذي بيكون بين 3 حاجات بس، مع المجر ومع الصين ومع التشيك. البرنامج التنفيذي ده بيكون عباره عن ايه؟ ان المجر بتتحمل جزء ومصر بتتحمل جزء. المجر بتتحمل المصاريف الدراسه والاقامه، ومصر بتتحمل المرتب الشهري. فبالتالي احنا بنقدم، طالما ان مصر هتدفع حاجه سواء كانت البعثه الكامله او البرنامج التنفيذي، فلازم بقدم ورقه البعثات، والبعثات هي اللي بترشح لي سواء كانت البعثه الكامله او كان البرنامج التنفيذي، لان مصر هتتحمل جزء في الكلام ده. النوع الثالث بقى في مصر اللي هي المنح. المنح ديت مصر ما بتتحملش فيها اي حاجه خالص، ما بتدفعش فيها اي حاجه زي حالتي. المنح ديت ان انا باخد منحه فولي فاندد، يعني كل اللي بيدفع الفلوس او اللي بيدفع التمويل او كل حاجه بتكون الجامعه اللي بره. فبالتالي مصر هنا ما بتقبلش اي حاجه غير لما اخلص ورقي واعمل انترفيوهات واجيب الاكسبتنس من الجامعه بره. في الاخر قبل ما اسافر باسبوع او بيوم او باثنين او بثلاثه، بروح البعثات بقول لهم انا عايز افتح عندكم ملف ان انا مسافر دوله ايطاليا. فبالتالي المنحه انا مش بتعامل مع البعثات نهائي الا في النهايه خالص وانا مسافر. بقول لهم انا خدت منحه وخدت موافقه الجامعه، وادي الاكسبتنس، وادي موافقه الجامعه بتاعتي، وادي كل حاجه. افتحوا لي بس ملف عندكم عشان ابقى تحت الاشراف العلمي للبعثات المصريه. لكن البعثه الكامله اللي هي مصر بتصرف عليها بالكامل، سواء كانت بعثه كامله او مهمه علميه او لو البرنامج اللي نازل، الاعلان اللي نازل جديد ده، انا بقدم الورق لمصر، الشروط بتاعت مصر. طبعا مصر هي اللي بتتشرط لان مصر هي اللي بتدفع. نفس الحكايه ايطاليا بتتشرط وتحط شروط معينه لان هي اللي بتدفع. فبالتالي انا بقدم في مصر حسب شروط مصر، ومصر بتاخد الملف بتاعي. بس الميزه كويسه في البعثات الكامله ان انا بختار الجامعه في انجلترا، بختارها في ايطاليا، بختارها في اليو اس اي، بختارها في الكويت، في اي مكان انا بختار الجامعه اللي انا عاوز اقدم عليها، ومصر بتمول لي بالكامل. البرنامج التنفيذي جزء على مصر وجزء على الجانب اللي بره. المنح مصر ما بتدفعش فيها حاجه خالص، عشان كده انا بقدم مني للجامعه اللي بره. اتمنى اكون واضح يا دكتور.
بس هو لازم تكون الجامعه اللي انا عايز اقدم لها دي تكون موافقه، يعني لازم اكون اخده موافقه منها قبل كده.
انهي بخصوص ايه؟ هتقدمي برنامج المنحه ولا؟
لو بعثه كامله
طبعا.
لازم.
البعثه، لا هو طبعا في البعثات في ميزه كويسه برضو انك انت بتجيبي اكسبتنس ليتر الاول من المشرف. يعني مش لازم تجيبي الفاينل اكسبتنس من الجامعه. يعني مثلا دكتور احمد في جامعه بورتسموث، فانا بقول للدكتور احمد انا معايا فولي فاندد سكولرشيب من مصر، معايا منحه كامله مموله من مصر، بس اللي على حضرتك انك تدينا اكسبتنس انك تشرف عليا، وادي البروبوزل بتاعي. فالدكتور احمد بيكتب ليتر وبيرفعه لي PDF بيمضي عليه، بقدم فيه في البعثات. لو اتقبلت من البعثات بعد ما بيقيموا الورق بتاعي، ببدا بقى اشوف الريكويرمنتس بتاعت الجامعه اللي بره، اللغه ومش عارف ايه وايه وايه، وابدا اكملها. بس المهم في الاول انا اجيب حاجه اسمها موافقه مبدئيه من المشرف اللي بيشرف عليا في الجامعه دي.
تمام شكرا يا دكتور.
المايك يا دكتور احمد.
دكتور محمد صلاح معانا؟ اي حد ثاني عنده اي سؤال؟
لو اي حد عنده اي سؤال مش مشكله، وكمان انا برضه هسيب لكم الكونتاكت انفورميشن بتاعتي، ولو في اي سؤال في اي وقت انا تحت امركم، مفيش اي مشكله خالص يعني.
في عندنا كم سؤال دكتور.
اتفضل.
عندنا ذكريات عبد الله. دكتور، ما هي افضل جامعات للماجستير في مصر؟
في مصر هو حسب الجامعات، حسب التخصص بتاعها. يعني لو هي تخصصها مثلا محاسبه او كده، فبتجيب الجامعات، او بتجيب الجامعات اللي واخده تصنيف. يعني معروف مثلا ان جامعه القاهره، جامعه اسكندريه، اسيوط، المنصوره، الجامعات دي معروفه انها واخده رانك انترناشونال رانك. فانا بختار الجامعه حسب قدراتي، وحسب برضه في ناس بتاخدها من ناحيه المصاريف. لو جامعه القاهره مصاريفها عاليه عليها، انا هشوف جامعه بعيده شويه، جامعه الاسيوط كده. فبتكون حسب الرانك بتاع الجامعه اللي واخداه بالنسبه للانترناشونال رانك. دي نقطه. بالنسبه للكويت بقى، معتمد 5 جامعات: القاهره، اعتقد اسيوط، الاي يو اس اي الجامعه الامريكيه، المنصوره، وعين شمس. على ما اعتقد انهم 5 جامعات فقط. فبالتالي لازم لو طالب هي من دوله خارجيه عاوز يدرس في مصر، فالافضل انه يعمل يعني يستعلم الاول اي جامعات المعتمده في بلده، عشان ما ياخدش الشهاده وبعدين ما يعترفش بيها.
عارف القلاف يسأل: السلام عليكم، ما قصرت دكتور أحمد، حبيت أسأل هل المنح الدراسية تخص سن معين أو حد معين، خصوصا اللي يحب يدرس لنفسه ليس للوظيفة؟ شكرا.
بخصوص المنح الدراسيه بره في الخارج، تمام، يعني ما بتتوقفش على سن، ما بيشترطش سن معين. يعني انا مثلا عندي 30 سنه، تمام، معايا حد بيدرس دكتوراه عنده 38 سنه، فما فيش سن. المهم يعني الناس بره او الجامعات بره، اهم حاجه انك انت تكون كواليفايد. دي النقطه الثانيه، انك انت ما تقولش ان انا واخد شهادات كذا وكذا. هو مش عايز الشهادات، هو عايز يقعدك قدامه وتدخل معاه في محاضره، يشوفك ازاي هتعمل كونتاكت معاه، هيشوفك ازاي اللغه عندك، يشوف الريسيرش سكيلز عندك والكلام ده كله. مش مهم السن، مش مهم الديانه، مش مهم متزوج، مش مهم. المهم انت ايه، الريسيرش سكيلز، البرزنتيشن سكيلز، اللانجوج سكيلز عندك، ده اللي هو عايزه منك. هتقدر بعد كده تعمل ببليكيشن وتفيد وترفع الرانك بتاع الجامعه، ما زي ما هيديك فلوس، لازم زي ما هيديك زي ما هياخد منك. ده المهم عنده، لكن مش مهم عنده لا سن ولا ديانه ولا متزوج ولا الكلام ده كله.
شكرا. في أي أحد عنده سؤال؟ Is there anybody want to ask Dr. Hassan a question, please? If you want, please raise your hand or write your question in Q&A. Last chance before we ending today webinar.
طبعا بعد اذن دكتور احمد هشير الكونتاكت الثاني، تمام، عشان بس لو حد عايز دي.
بس دقيقة واحدة دكتور، أساس
لو اي حد عايز يسال اي سؤال انجليش عربي مش مشكله، تحت امره. لو هو مثلا عنده شاي انه يسال على الشات عام، عادي يسالني، مش مشكله. على الخاص مفيش اي مشكله خالص، تحت امره. وزي ما قلت، انا في كتاب بعته للدكتور احمد، كنت عملته انا والدكتوره ندى، تمام، في كل الاسئله اللي ممكن تتعرض ليها لاي انترفيو، سواء كانت منحه دكتوراه او منحه دكتوراه او منحه ماجستير او بوست دكتور. في كل الاسئله باجاباتها النموذجيه، بس هتغير طبعا. معلش انا منحاز شويه للمحاسبه، فمعلش غيروا السبيشاليزيشن مش اكتر.
الله يعطيك الف عافيه دكتور حسام، وتشرفنا فيك. انا شخصيا
شرف لي يا دكتور احمد، ربنا يكرمك دكتور.
هالمره بدايه
شرف لي يا دكتور احمد،
عن بعد، وان شاء الله على اليوم ان شاء الله نشوفك ونتشرف
ان شاء الله.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hassan, for
You are
accepting my
welcome, Dr.
invitation and being here today. Give us a wonderful webinar that everyone internationally actually invest in this time and get benefit on it.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed.
أنا حطيت I put just now in the chat all my accounts. Okay, if you want to contact me. Also إن شاء الله الأسبوع القادم عندنا موضوع جديد مع دكتورة عنود بني هاني من جامعة زايد، من جامعة زايد في دولة الإمارات. في الإمارات بإذن الله. She is an assistant professor. راح تتكلم عن موضوع الكوفيد 19 وعلاقته مع الفيك نيوز بإذن الرحمن. وان شاء الله راح ينحط المحاضره اليوم او بكره للتسجيل. طبعا التسجيل راح يكون في اي من هذه وسائل التواصل باذن الرحمن.
شكرا
شكرا
دكتور
دكتور
احمد.
احسان، وان شاء الله
شكرا دكتور
نشوفك
احمد،
مرة
ربنا
ثانية.
يكرمك.
الله يعطيك الف عافيه.
ربنا
اي
يكرمك.
كلمه تختم فيها؟
شكرا يا دكتور احمد، واتمنى اكون كنت ضيف لطيف لذيذ عليكم ومش تقيل، وربنا يا رب يكرمكم ويجزيكم كل خير ويجعل كل ده في ميزان حسناتكم. واي حد عايز اي حاجه في اي وقت انا تحت امره. You are welcome at any time and any questions. and شكرا والسلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته.
شكرا دكتور.
شكرا
عليكم
دكتور،
السلام
شكرا.
ورحمة الله وبركاته.